If you hate your job, listen to me. I have a reminder for you. Let's pretend you spend the rest of your life climbing whatever corporate ladder you're on right now. When you're in your 70s or 80s and you're thinking back on your life and thinking about your career and all the things that you did and didn't do you really want to have to come to terms with the fact that you spent 30 or 40 years climbing a corporate ladder you didn't even give a shit about? I'm only saying this because I love you. You could be traveling the world right now. You could be fulfilling your literal lifelong dreams right now. You could be doing whatever you feel like doing every day right now. And you're wasting your life away because you keep talking yourself out of doing it. Quit.
Two weeks ago, I quit my corporate America 9-to-5 job, and here are some of the pros and cons. Disclaimer, I have enough saved up to live comfortably for a bit, but the first pro is that I finally understand the value of time. I literally have time to do anything whenever I want. I can go to the gym at 9 in the morning, I can go to the gym at 11, I can go shopping whenever. And you don't really recognize the beauty until you're out of the whole 40-hour work week. Like, I genuinely think that it's fucking insane that we work 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. We get 2 days off during the week and then 12 to 16 days of PTO. Second pro is that I'm working to build a sports brand for myself, and I have ample time to put all my energy into that. I can put all my time towards researching, creating quality content for you guys. I'm a content creator for a sports betting company. I'm a sports analyst for a company out in Seattle covering Seattle sports. I actually have time to do this versus after hours. The first big con is that there's no consistent income coming in. It's pretty volatile. And I do think at some point I'm going to go back into corporate just to have consistent income coming in so that I'm able to fund my passions, fund my hobbies, my sports hobby, to turn it into a career at some point. Luckily, like I mentioned earlier, though, I have enough saved up to be fine. And the second biggest con is actually having discipline to put due diligence towards your time that you have. Like, that's one thing I struggled with in my first week. I was like, oh shit, I have so much time. I can wake up whenever, I can do whatever I want to whenever. When in reality, you're just wasting days. You're just wasting days of life on this earth. You're wasting time for opportunity to grow. So it really took me until 1 week to realize, hey, use this time off effectively. Actually put yourself in a position to take one step ahead, get 1% better every single day. Now, I'm not one to be in a 9-to-5 for the rest of my career. I think like an entrepreneur. I want to be able to create residual income for myself, passive income for myself. But these are just my thoughts over the last 2 weeks of leaving the 9-to-5 workplace. I feel better, I feel healthier, I feel more confident, and I'm really using it to motivate me to take that next leap in my passion of sport. So if you'd love to follow alongside my journey, please do so. I'd love to have you guys follow along.
If you cannot stand your job and you want to quit your 9-to-5 and you want to start an entrepreneurial path and you want to create your own business and brand, these are some of the things that you need to make sure that you do before you jump headfirst into quitting your job. So the main thing is that you want to have a cushion. You want to have some fallback money. And I would say that you want to have 2, 4 or 6 months worth of savings in your account that replaces your actual income should your business not generate money straight away. But before you do that, you obviously need to generate the money so that you can put it in the savings account. So you want to find a product or a service that interests you and that actual people want, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're deeply passionate about, but it has to be something that interests you. Otherwise, you're going to get burnout. Every time you hit like an obstacle or some kind of challenge, you're just going to give up because you're not passionate about it. So you need to actually have something that is of interest to you that people actually want. So once you've got your product or your service sorted out, you're going to create the brand, right? So you're going to have all of your payment portals, your website, everything's going to be ready to go, and you're going to actually start marketing the business. Now, when you start actually generating the income, I would split it. Some people would say to split 50-50. 50% goes into savings and 50% goes back into generating the actual business or growing the actual business. Some people say to do 50% savings, 30% to go back into the business, and 20% to pay yourself. But remember, you're working your 9-to-5, so you don't necessarily need to be paying yourself. The 50% that you're putting into the account is going to be your cushion money. As soon as that 50% that you've been putting away every single month starts to actually grow and it looks like it can replace your income for that 2, 4 or 6 months, it's time for you to give in your notice. But I would also make sure that the business you are running is actually creating enough income so that it's replacing your 9-to-5. So let's say you get £3,000 a month from your 9-to-5 job. You want to make sure that the money that you're bringing into the business is going to be more than £3,000 £10,000, right? Because you need to put some of it back into the business to help it grow. You've got your business expenses, and then you obviously want to have your lifestyle that you're having. One of the other really, really important things to remember is to lower your expenses. So if you've got a high mortgage, if you have got a really flash car, if you're spending loads of money on takeaway, entertaining yourself, then you really want to drop those expenses so that your cushion money is reduced and you've got more of a safety net. So when you've got your 2, 4 or 6 months worth of savings, depending on what your lifestyle is and depending on how anxious it makes you to kind of quit your job. Once you've got that amount of savings in your bank account, it's then time for you to give your notice. But you have to remember that maybe 1 to 2 months before you give your notice, you want to increase your marketing like nothing before. So you want to make sure that you are increasing the revenue that you are bringing into the actual business. And I wouldn't quit my job in order to do that. I would definitely do that before I've quit my job.
The story of me agreeing to get an older woman pregnant and then her trying to ruin my life.
When I tell y'all that I am in a chokehold over this situation, I'm in a chokehold. I am refreshing my page every hour on the hour trying to figure out the juice about this information. Bless his heart. And Maria, you need to come on TikTok and explain yourself because we all need the details.
I don't want to work anymore because I'm literally just working at a job that does not interest me and does not fulfill me. But I have to work at this job because otherwise I can't afford my rent and I can't afford my bills and I can't afford any food. And it just feels like this constant loop because I spend most of my days in a job that I don't want to be at, but I have to be at. And then when I'm not at this job, I'm too tired and drained to do anything but nothing. So I don't even advance in my life. And people say, like, get another job or whatever, but I don't want another job. I don't want to keep working for other people for the rest of my life. Like, I want to fulfill my dreams. I want to do what makes me happy. I don't want to keep fulfilling someone else's dream and making their business successful. Like, I want to make my business successful. I don't even have a business, but I would if I wasn't broke. It's just so shit that we all have to keep doing stuff that we don't even want to do just for the sake of survival. This is probably why we're all so unhappy. Anyway, rant over.
Working a 9-to-5 job feels like the worst way to achieve financial freedom. Not to mention the fact that it feels like there's no job security anymore. Not only do you have to cater to someone else's hours and listen to somebody else's rules, but you have to push all of your personal errands and obligations to the weekend. The weekend is 2 days, but it's really only 1 day. You have 1 day for fun and then you have 1 day for chores. Because let's face it, after you finish working your 9-to-5, which is really an 8 to 6 or an 8 to 7, there's no time to do anything after work. I like the idea of an alternate career path giving me more time to do what I want to do and also not capping my income. With all the layoffs continuing to happen right now, I am not trusting the traditional 9-to-5 job because I'm seeing more and more of those 9-to-5ers doing remote freelance work. And the people that are looking for 9-to-5 jobs aren't finding them and they're unemployed for like a year. I just think it's progressively becoming the worst way to have financial stability and or reach your financial goals.
I don't want to be at my 9-to-5 anymore. I'm so fucking tired of working for other people and trading my time for money. It is not for me. It's not for me, and I'm tired of seeing all these people on my For You page being like, make $10,000 a day, make $10,000 a week. This is how you can make income online. This is how you can make money from home. Affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA, UGC. Like, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And my goal is to figure it out. I will figure it out by the end of this year. I will no longer be working a 9-to-5, and I will make a video that's like, I just quit my job. Dope. Okay? So that's the end game. How do we get from point A to point B? Because this like day-to-day struggle of working for other people and dealing with other people is not my vibe. It's not my vibe. So I'm deep diving. I want to learn it all. I'm trying all the courses. I'm buying all the courses. I'm educating myself into how to be one of those people that can work from home. Now, if your For You page is completely flooded with similar content and you don't know where to begin, or it's something that you've thought of, or you're like, yeah, I don't really want to work my 9-to-5, but I don't know how to make money online, then let's do this together. I've already purchased the 2 courses. My plan is to relay the information and see which one works, which one doesn't, if it's a scam, if it's not, how it works, how it can benefit you. And let's just all hold hands and walk into 2024 working for ourselves. Follow for more.
Do any of you ever sit outside of your job when Monday morning rolls around and just really not want to go inside? Yeah, that's me right now. I just really don't want to work today. I really don't want to go inside. I'm really just, and this always happens to me on Mondays. It's not always just Mondays, but it happens consistently on Mondays for sure. But this digital marketing thing can't kick off quick enough, because once I'm able to scale it just a little bit more, I can say bye-bye to this building. Absolutely. I think the worst part this morning was when I had to put my dress shoes on, because that's like the final step of like getting out of my door and knowing that I'm going to work, is putting my dress shoes on. That was the worst feeling in the world this morning. And if you feel like that, what's your step for, what's that feeling of when you know you have to go into work and you've gone past the point of no return and you absolutely have to go in? But the thought of being able to be my own boss and make my own hours, make my own schedule, and not be forced to punch a clock for another company really appeals to me, which is why I started digital marketing in the first place. And it's been relatively successful so far. I've been able to make close to $3,500 in a short period of time, just a month. But I need to be able to make at least $5,000 to $10,000 a month from digital marketing to be able to safely and securely and confidently quit my job. So we're almost there. We're not there yet. And for those of you who don't know what digital marketing is, it literally is just selling products online to people who need them, which can be anything that you can literally think up in your head. The easy ones, of course, are getting started on, writing ebooks, guides, coachings, things like that, things that people need to make their lives better. That's what digital marketing is in a nutshell. And I've been able to make $3,500 already. So if I can scale it just a little bit more, then I can get out of here. But I know I'm not alone in this feeling of not wanting to go into work and really wanting to just work for ourselves. So if you're ever feeling like you are dreading going into work and you really want to do something for yourself that doesn't require you punching a clock for another company, just send me a message. I'll tell you all about digital marketing, tell you all about what it's doing for me. I'm almost at the point where I can quit my job, but I'm not quite comfortable enough yet. But if you're getting tired of the grind too, if you're getting tired of getting up in the morning and just not being excited for your day and not wanting to go in, and you really just want to have a little bit more freedom, send me a message. I'll tell you all about digital marketing and the money that you can actually make for yourself here, and you might be able to quit your job too.
So lovelies, you are actually welcome back. Like seriously lovelies, at this point I would not even blame anyone for choosing to quit his or her 9-to-5 job. Like, with the rate at which things are really getting higher, with the rate at which the economy is, changing, with the rate at which inflation is the order of the day, like seriously lovelies, is like, if you actually having this 9-to-5 job, a lot of people are complaining to the fact that it does not even fit their bills anymore. Like, people are like, they are actually only working to pay rent. Like, they are not working to feed or to buy any other things. A lot of people have so many debts, compiling up because of the way at which things are increasing. And the worst part of it is that things are getting higher. Groceries, shoppings, rent are going up, but the salaries are just stagnant. If the way at which things are going higher, especially the rent, the food, and hospitals and all of that, even the tax, if it is the way at which the salary goes higher, at least people will not be complaining. But the thing is that people are complaining too much to the fact that the salaries are just the way it is and crawling, while the rent and any other things basic of life are just going up. Another thing is that this 9-to-5 job really need to be adjusted, because we are actually not robots. How could someone be working 9 to 5, not even 9 to 5. Let's just say because you have to wake up by 7 before you get back to from work. At least you should go home by 6 or 6:30 to 7:30. It's in round figure. You are actually working 7 to 7, and at the end of the day, you have been pressured. You have been, you're just building someone's, and you are not even making any impact. You are just, your time is just clocking, and by the end of the year you will just realize that you have spent about 20 or 30 years of your life in a particular firm or in a corporate job. You just working remotely, working to pay bills, working to pay your rent, working to pay your feeding and all of that, and you are not even touring this life. Like, you are just in one particular location, and before you know it, retirement has actually hit on your door. And by the end of the day, you find out that all your life was spent in working, 9 to 5, not developing your own self, or and now you are retired. You don't even have that strength anymore to toy this this world. So I would not actually blame anyone for choosing not to work through this 9 to 5 job. I think a lot of people are going towards entrepreneurship, which is actually not easy at that. But if you're able to skip through, then you are lucky. A lot of people are choosing to also work from home, like convenience, so that they will be able to travel. People are choosing to work remotely. Like, you can just keep working remotely, travel and all of that. Like, when I saw this video, it's just like, this is just the reality of the way the world is working right now, and the way at which people are quitting their jobs. It will get to a point where everybody have to work from home and remotely. Then I think the world might actually even be a better place by that. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational or entertainment purposes. Alright, lovelies, see you when I upload the next one.